According to statistics from the Rock and Soul Museum, Memphis has been mentioned in more popular songs than any other city, over 900 times and counting. Our musical heritage is well known and loved worldwide. And a part of that heritage is a woman who helped write the history as a songwriter, a singer, and a publicist at the legendary Stax Records. Today, she carries on the legacy of the Memphis sound. I'd like you to meet Deanie Parker.
Otis Redding, Booker T and the MGs and the Marquis, Rufus and Carla Thomas, Johnny Taylor, Albert King, the Staple Singers, all these people were my family.
In 1963, a high school student named Deanie Parker won a contest that earned her an audition at Stax Records.
I wanted to emulate Carla Thomas's career because she was the high school star, and I thought, well, if she can do it, perhaps I can do it as well. My biggest hit was My Imaginary Guy. It was a regional success, in part because our families bought a lot of records. You know, I didn't have the talent, I didn't think. I never thought that I was a great singer. And I had an opportunity to learn how to write. I was a mediocre writer. And so I thought, I better get some formal education in something that I can do and bring some value to Stax Records. And that is precisely what I set out to do.
Deanie became Stax Records' first head of publicity and artist relations. With on-the-job training and the encouragement of Stax's owners, Jim Stewart and Estelle Axton, Deanie became an integral part of the Stax music family.
Stax Records was a very, very exciting place to be, especially for a youngster. And all of us were youngsters, and that, I think, contributed to the fun and the excitement that we all experienced, that we enjoyed. And of course, we thought that the sky was the limit, and we were very naive, and we thought we could do anything, and we almost did.
The music, the Memphis sound, was a product of diversity. Black and white, young and old, urban and rural. Nothing mattered except the music. And that's what made the music great. But as Deanie discovered, life on the road for the Stax artists wasn't always an easy ride.
We couldn't stop and use restrooms along the highways because they were not integrated. We were unable to go into restaurants. We were unable to stay in hotels. And so I learned that despite the challenges and the difficulties and the discrimination that the earlier artists had to endure in order to build their careers, that they turned lemons into lemonade.
Great music came out of this studio. One day while waiting for their session to start, Booker T and the MGs laid down a bluesy ballad called Behave Yourself. Estelle Axton loved it, but told the band it wouldn't sell without an up-tempo A-side.
They did turn to Booker and say, Booker, you remember that song, that little diddly that you were dealing with? And he said yes, and when he played it, they all just gravitated toward the song and contributed their interpretation around the line that Booker had shared with them, and that was Green Onions.
Deanie says that Stax Records was a utopia, a Garden of Eden where music was sacred and creativity was the coin of the realm. But the dream came crashing down in December of 1975 when Stax went bankrupt. Deanie had left the company about a year before, but she remembers the anguish she felt the day the music died.
There was a determination on the part of a few that there would never be another Stax Records in Memphis. So that small-mindedness, that prejudice, if you will, that racism in some areas. And I think that the demise of Stax Records has contributed greatly to one of the reasons why we don't have a music industry in Memphis today that enjoys the kind of vitality, and economic stability that we had at that time, because that episode, that situation destroyed a music community.
Today there is a new music community at the corner of College and East Macklemore. Soulsville, USA has risen from the ashes of Stax Records. Deanie Parker was one of the creators of Soulsville and served as CEO until her retirement in 2007.
The museum is all about providing for people who have traveled to Memphis from all over the world for a half century to see where the music was made that they still love, and to learn about the architects of the Stax sound and also the Memphis sound, so that they can immerse themselves in our art and our culture. The Stax Music Academy is built on the philosophy that Stax Records created and lived out. And that is that we have an open door. All you need to tell us and show us is that you are interested in music, that you are willing to work hard, that you want to bring creativity to it, and you want to have a good time doing it.
This year, the Stax Museum and Music Academy celebrates its 10th anniversary. Every one of the Academy's graduating seniors is attending college or university, many on scholarships or grants. The music lives on.
I will feel that I have left my legacy when out of the Stax Music Academy, the next greatest artist is discovered and launched, so that the world will once again look at Memphis and Soulsville, USA, and the corner of College and Macklemore and say, yeah, they still got it going on.